Hello and welcome to the Learning Crypto YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be featuring everyone's favorite meme coin Doge, taking a look at some buy areas and potential TP areas for the upcoming bull run, should it replicate its last cycle's performance. And we'll be taking a look at both the USDT and BTC pairs. But before that, a quick thank you to our sponsors at Blowfin Exchange, who are offering a $30 futures bonus to the first 200 signups before the 8th of Feb, and an exclusive offer of 15% cashback on deposits up to 500 USDT back to your accounts, but only if you use our link in the description below. On top of that, yesterday they started their trading tournament, which has a top prize of 50,000 USDT and runs up until the 20th of Feb. No KYC and open to UK users, so be sure to check that out in the link below. And of course, if you enjoy our content, please do like and consider subscribing to the channel. Helps us grow and really do appreciate it. And of course, it stops you from missing any future uploads. So with all that out of the way, let's get straight into the charts and take a look at Dogecoin. So I assume you've all heard of it by now. It was a huge performer in the last cycle. Bit of a meme coin, bit of a joke. No one really took it seriously. And then out of nowhere, it pulled an 8,500% move. So as you can see, from February 2021, up it went, absolutely soared. So funny story, I actually had a small bag of Doge when it was down here, less than a cent, and just a small bag, just in case it does something crazy. And I sold up here, which was sort of around 6-7 cents area, so about 800% return. Sold it there, and you can see it started its decline, and I thought I was an absolute genius. And turns out, if I'd have held on a bit longer, could have had 8,000% instead of 800%. But there you go. That's the craziness of bull cycles. You've got no idea where things can go. But it is one of those lessons where you do want to take profits along the way. Because I think there was a lot of people who held Doge for too long. They held it all the way up from the lows down here. Even if you picked it up at 5 cents. This small retracement here, 5 cents all the way back up to 70 cents, still a 1,300% return, which you don't get in any other market. But I think a lot of people held on thinking it was going to go to $1 and maybe beyond, and as you can see, after it hit 73 cents, it just came straight back down. I think a lot of people probably rode it all the way back down to break even and didn't take those profits along the way, which is something we talk about a lot on this channel. Take some profits, and you can't go broke taking profits. And was I sad to miss out on those returns? Sure, but I would rather that than if I hadn't have sold there and would have round tripped all the way back to zero. So it swings and roundabouts. So let's take a look at the chart. So of course, Doge was pumped quite highly on the narrative that Elon Musk was backing it, and who knows, that could be a narrative again. Elon Musk's rumors of him using or implementing Doge as a payment method on X/Twitter. So who knows what's going to happen in the next cycle, but this is going to be purely based on technical analysis. So let's zoom in and take a look at the charts. If we take a look, we've got a weekly range here, weekly range high at 11 cents, weekly range low at just over 5 cents, and a mid-range coming in at about 8 cents. And as you can see, we've been stuck in this range ever since May 2022. However, this is quite a good look for assets going from bear markets into bull markets. You like to see this long sideways consolidation before breakout, similar to what we've seen on things such as Link and Solana. They ranged for quite a long time and then exploded out. So not a bad look once we get out of this weekly range high. We did have a little breakout, a little deviation back in October 2022. Of course, the market wasn't ready to go full bull mode yet, and we deviated back inside. But as I say, long sideways consolidation, pretty good for the long term. So in terms of bullish and bearish scenarios, of course, bearish scenario would be us breaking these weekly range lows at 5 cents. I think that's unlikely. Of course, Doge hasn't done much over the last few months, but as I keep saying, it's sideways as opposed to down, which is good. Don't want to see it break below this weekly range low, which I don't think we will. If we could try and keep hold of this weekly mid-range, that would be good. And of course, the bullish case is breaking out of this weekly range high. I think the next time we break out this weekly range high at 11 cents will be the one, and then we'll just have to see how strong the narrative behind Doge is and where it could potentially go. If we take a quick look at a fib retracement, so from the run we've had since last October up to where we topped out in December, you can see if we zoom in, we are currently sat on the 618 which is around 7.5 cents. So nice retracement from the rally we've just had. Sat on the 618, not far off that weekly mid-range. If we can get a weekly close back above that, I think this is a pretty good area to start dollar cost averaging in if you believe that Doge can replicate those that performance of the last cycle. Worst case scenario, as I say, we keep trending down, maybe towards this 786 about 6.7 cents. And maybe a return to the weekly range lows at 5 cents. Although, as I say, I think that's unlikely. I think the 786 would probably be the best area in terms of creating a higher low and holding that 786 and then starting to rally from there. But we'll just have to wait and see. Decent buy areas, and as I keep saying, on many altcoins, we are definitely closer to the bottom than we are the top. Although maybe not the case for Doge. The absolute bottom for Doge is miles away, but local bottom for sure. You know, we've not been lower than 5 cents since, well, what's this candle here? Like February 2021. So yeah, I think it's a strong case that Doge can continue to accumulate in this weekly range. Good place to start dollar cost averaging in. And let's take a look at what some potential returns could be. So these are the TPs that I've set out, again, purely based on TA. First one coming in at about 15 to 16 cents. So clear level of support back here in April, June, July 2021, November, December 2021, before finally flipping to resistance here in Jan, Feb, March, April 2022, and most recently that rally that I talked about in October as well. So let's take a look at what a return to that TP is from today's prices. You're looking at doubling your money, of course, from just under 8 cents up to 15, 16 cents. Not a bad place to take some profits, I don't think. And of course, probably more relative to this pair than any other, that Doge could out of nowhere just sort of lose its momentum, lose its narrative, as it did up at that 70 cents area. So definitely want to be taking profits along the way with this pair, just like you do with any others, but probably more aggressively, shall we say, than any other pair. Let's take a look at the next TP that I've got marked out. That would be at just under 30 cents, so around 28 to 29 cents. Again, strong level of both support and resistance in the past. And you can argue that between this first TP at 15 cents and this second TP at 28, 29 cents is a range that we traded in between from, what's that, June 2021. Had a little deviation of it here in August 2021, then got back inside and held as resistance in October, November 2021, and then held as support at December, January 2022. So yeah, definitely a clear range there. So heavy profit taking area in my personal opinion. Let's take a look at what a return to those prices from today would be. 250%. So again, if you're 250% up on Dogecoin, I think it's probably a good idea to start thinking about taking some profits, that's for sure. Let's take a look. Next TP, not too much further up. Again, top of this rally that I just spoke about in August 2021 and this wick here in October 2021. About 34, 35 cents. Let's take a look at what a return to those prices would be. 330%. Again, very, very nice returns should we get up there. Final few TPs. So these candle wicks on the weekly. So from April 2021, what's this? Yeah, April 2021 and May 2021, up around 45 cents. Take a look at what a return to those prices from today would be. 450%. And then final two TPs. The highest weekly candle closes here at about 57 cents, as you can see, right at the blow off top. Let's take a look at what a return to those prices would be. 500, it'll just shy of 600%, as you can see, 595 to 600% back to 57 cents. And then finally, the absolute all-time highs, whether we get up there or not, we'll just have to see. But 73 cents, should we get back to there from today, you're looking at pretty close to a 10x. Or you're looking at just under 800%. So yeah, as I keep saying, is it likely to happen? Probably not, but we don't know what's going to happen in the next cycle. We don't know what narratives are going to appear, who's going to back what, and you know, no one would have expected Doge to even have rallied up to 10 cents, let alone 75 cents in the last cycle. So as I say, with this pair more than any other, definitely want to be taking profits if you do take that gamble of investing, and you know it works out for you. We get that break of the weekly range high and start moving up the price ranges. Definitely want to be taking some profits on the table. Even if you only took 10% off at each of these TPs, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 60%. You've taken 60% off the table. You still got 40% if we do go to new all-time highs. Again, as unlikely as that sounds. But yeah, take those profits off the table, gives you options. You can do all sorts of those profits, withdraw it to your bank, hold it aside for taxes, maybe diversify into other projects. So it's free bag because it's bought with profits. And of course, as the saying goes, no one goes broke taking profits. So to save you all that emotional stress and overwhelmment from the bull market, have a plan in place where you're going to take profits, how you're going to take them. Of course, where you take them and how much you take is down to you as an individual and your circumstances and what method you use, whether you use TA to mark out on the charts or whether you use psychological levels like, every 10, 15 cents, or maybe every time your bag doubles. So if you've got an average price entry of around 8 cents, maybe you want to take profits at 16 cents, 24 cents, etc. Completely up to you. So with that out of the way, let's go take a look at the Doge BTC pair. Now, this doesn't look as pretty. As you can see, it's been in a constant downtrend ever since we topped out here at about 1,200, 800 sats. And as you can see, we're actually breaking down into a weekly range, as you can see. So the weekly range high, which was holding a support before at 200 sats, weekly range low at 91 sats, and a weekly mid-range coming in at 147 sats. So again, looks a bit bearish, breaking into this range, holding the weekly range high as resistance. So it's probably going to continue to fall, maybe down to the weekly mid-range. We might bottom out there, or maybe we do retest this weekly range low down at 90 cents. So a retracement down from here to the weekly range, weekly mid-range is about 17%. Range low down about 50%. So it is quite a drop from here down to there. So a little bit riskier, buying in with BTC as opposed to USDT. However, let's take a look at what the potential rewards could be. So, of course, we need to break out this weekly range high first. That would be the first objective. But if we do, first TP area for me would be around just front running 300 sat slightly, about 290, 295. You can see big level of support back here in April 21, November 21, March 2022. Deviated and then returned as support again in August 2022, September 22. Then became resistance here in April 23. So huge level of resistance, and here in July 23. So big level of resistance. Definitely want to be taking some profit there. So a return from today's prices up to there, you're looking at about 60%. If we go from the mid-range, you're looking at about 100% doubling your bag. And if we go from the range low, you're looking at 221%. So yeah, would be very cautious about how aggressively you dollar cost average into this. Maybe you want to wait until we get that confirmation of a break of the weekly range high and then jump in. Completely up to you. Let's take a look at the next TP. Would be up here. So clear support in April 21 and August 21, then flipped to resistance for pretty much the rest of 2021. Broke over the top in 2022, held a support for a little while before breaking back down, and then from December 2022 became resistance again. So that's just shy of 500 sats at about 480. Again, a bit of a psychological level. Would definitely be taking some profits just before 500 sats at around 480. So from today's prices, you're looking at 162%. From the weekly mid-range, you're looking at 226%, and from the weekly range lows, 400%. So yeah, risk reward, of course, much better down here at the weekly range lows. The only problem you've got is maybe we don't get down there. But if you were patient and it did pay off, that's your best entry for risk reward. Because if this weekly range low does break, you can just cut your losses because it's probably going to go all the way back down to zero. So yeah, just be cautious of how soon and how aggressive your dollar cost averaging into. Let's take a look. The next TP would be around 600 sats. So you can see this clear high here. We didn't manage to get a weekly candle close above this level since we got below it back here in August 2021. And huge levels, as you can see, quite a few wicks failing to get above there. So let's take a look at what a return to those prices from today would be. About 232%. From the weekly mid-range, you're looking at 310%, and from the weekly range low, 550%. So you're really starting to see the difference between getting an average buy price of around here and the weekly range lows. Next TP, again, clear level of resistance up here at 725 sats. So resistance here, August 2021, and here in October 2022. So a return from today's prices up to there, you're looking at 300%. From the weekly mid-range, you're looking at 400%, and from that weekly range low, 678%. Final two TPs. Need to zoom out a little bit. So the highest weekly candle close up here at 1,100 sats. From today's prices, you're looking at about 500%. From the weekly mid-range, 650%. And from that weekly range low, a huge 1,100%. And then finally, the absolute all-time highs, 1,000 or just shy of 1,300%. So from today's prices, we are looking at 600%. From the weekly mid-range, you're looking at 763%. And from that weekly range low, 1,300%. Returns you don't see in any other market really, and of course this is all against Bitcoin, but as I say, quite a risky investment. Of course, do your research and bear in mind that the history of Doge and what caused it to rally so hard last cycle. Will it do the same again? Will it have those same narratives and catalysts? We'll have to wait and see. The BTC side of things definitely riskier than the USDT side of things, but it's completely up to you. So do your research and invest wisely and safely. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and also drop in the comments below what you would like to see in a future video and whether you're going for an investment on Doge. Have you bought in yet? Are you planning on buying in? What TPs are you looking for? And what's your reasoning, most importantly? So yeah, drop those comments below. Enjoy the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.